Welcome everybody to the A Little Less Fear podcast. I'm your host for the show, Dr. Lino Martinez. Oh yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to the A Little Less Fear podcast. I'm really excited to introduce our new guest here. His name is Chancellor Korleh Jackson, and wow, what an amazing story he has. But before I even get into it, I need to know the deets, and we all need to know the deets. So I'm gonna start by introducing Mr. Chancellor Korleh Jackson. Welcome to the A Little Less Fear podcast.
Hey man, appreciate you, Martinez. Appreciate
Yeah.
you. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in right now. Blessings and balance to all y'all, for real.
Absolutely, for real. So we're gonna start with some three keywords here, and I'm gonna have you choose from these three words, and we can start our conversation from here. The first word is gonna be. Let's do this. First word is emotional intelligence. The second word is China, and the third word is spirituality.
I say let's do. They all juicy. They all juicy. I'm like, I can dive deep on either one of them. I'm like, let's see. Let's do.
Which one's the first one that comes to your head? The quick, spicy one.
China, with it up, just because it's so taboo. You know what I'm saying? How many people ever been to China? Not many. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like China off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just so taboo.
Yeah, let's start with China. You know, when I first see China, I just think of, the bad stuff that people have said, unfortunately, on Twitter and stuff because of what happened with the virus. But this isn't about the virus. This is about something totally different.
Facts.
So tell us about China. How did this even start for you?
Yeah, so I graduated from Stetson University down in Florida with a bachelor's degree in communication and media studies in 2018. I landed my first job teaching English to children as young as 3 years old all the way up to 14 in China. First job, I was applying for about 8 months. All corporate positions I was applying for, kept getting told no. Finally got told yes from a job on the other side of the world in a completely different field. You know what I'm saying? Just whole 360 essentially. So that's how I ended up out there. And I entered China October 10th, 2018. China was absolutely amazing. Best experience I've ever had in my entire life. I encourage everybody to travel without a doubt. But if you can live abroad someplace else for a little bit of time, I highly recommend it. 100%. Highly recommend it. And just see how much you grow. You know what I'm saying? In all phases. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, culturally, logically. It's just enlightening. Truly. You know what I'm saying? Because life is different everywhere you go. You was brought up completely different than the way I was brought up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. So it's just like, who's to really say what's the right and wrong way to live?
Yeah, exactly.
And that shit is different everywhere you go. So it's like, I highly recommend everybody travel and, you know what I'm saying, if you can, man, live someplace else for a little bit. And just, you know what I'm saying, understand just this world that we live in and just how you play your role in it. You know what I'm saying? Just broadens a little bit more. But yeah, China was dope. People were lit. But best customer service I ever received in my entire life. People were actually nice, genuine, friendly. Cool as hell. I was out there to teach and work. I was out there to work. So of course that was gonna dictate the whole experience. You know what I'm saying? That's the sole purpose why I'm out here, and working was a vibe too. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with kids mainly from 3 to about 8 years old. So I'm working with, you know what I'm saying, babies. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And all we doing is playing games essentially. So I was 22 at the time. So I'm matching their energy. So every day in class was a blast. We had a blast in class. So the kids made it worthwhile. Exploring China, Beijing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not from here. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Atlanta, shawty. So it's like, it don't matter what we do out here. Everything gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be an adventure. It's gonna be outgoing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be challenging, all of that, because I don't speak the language either. So it's like, this shit, it's gonna be an experience. Everything we do. So exploring China, meeting the foreigners too. That was the best. I feel like that was one of the top tier aspects of the experience too, because it's like out of all the places I could have met you, I met you in a communist country.
Right.
Like it's not easy to get here. Like so, the fact that me and you are here and this is where we're meeting is just like, bro, I don't know any and everything about you. Where you come from, how was you brought up, like just what's your journey? What's been your journey? You know what I'm saying? For you to be here, and I tell you mine for me to be here, and it's like, man, that shit is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it was dope. It was dope, for real, for real.
What happened that changed things up?
So the whole time I was out in China, I was smoking weed the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, eventually, shit just, I don't know. It just caught up to me, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, how did you get weed in China? I wouldn't think it'd be easy.
Shit, it wasn't easy. Shit, I thought the same thing. I think you weren't even gonna be able to find it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even worried about it until, you know what I'm saying? I really wasn't worried about it. Wasn't thinking about nothing. Just, it was one time I got to like the school I was working in. My colleagues, they been there 2-3 years. They like, hey, bro, you smoke? I'm like, what y'all talking about? They like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, say swear. So they was the ones that introduced me to it. So it's like, okay, bet. So yeah, I was smoking the whole 6 months. That's what made China even more fun. Because imagine getting faded and now let's go explore this shit. What? We're going to the art district in Beijing.
Yeah.
Hi, you know what I'm saying? That shit was amazing. Going to the clubs, hi, that shit fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then the clubs, the club life even more lit. Especially you're a foreigner. You know, a party promoter, you get in the club free. Whoever you with, get in the club free. They give you a section for free, and they bring unlimited bottles, brown, white, champagne, all to the section for free.
Nice.
For free. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, China was lit. China was absolutely lit, like truly.
So then what happened?
It's April 4th, 2019, month 6. It's a day for me, finna get ready to head to the event just to hang out with friends and colleagues, just gonna kick shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pre-gaming before I slide to the event. Get done, so drink some Chinese liquor, smoke some cannabis on my little pipe, and shit, I get done, I get crossfaded, I'm getting dressed, and in the midst of me getting dressed, here knocking at the door, guess I'm unfamiliar, curious to see who it is, 3 officers from the Beijing police. It's like, shit. In that moment, I'm just like, spook, I'm hundo spook. I'm like, oh, shit. So I scramble, put everything up, open the door. They walk straight in, question me about drugs. So it's a language barrier, so we using translation apps and stuff like that. But they question me about drugs. I'm sitting here playing the fool like I don't know what they talking about. Go get my passport and other documents for them to look over, try to ease the overall confusion in the room. Time progresses. Another officer enters the department. He has something in his hand. They pretty much tell me at that point that it's a drug test, and they drug test me right there on the spot. And I knew it was over with. As soon as he like made the gesture to pee into the cup, I said, oh yeah, it's over with. It's over with, fool. So I do the drug test, fail it, of course. Now more officers enter the apartment. One of them speaks English fluently. He's the one that's talking to me, questioning me about failing the drug test, and want to know if I have any more weed, who I get it from, you know what I'm saying, X, Y, Z, trying to see if he can get any viable information out of me as far as a source or supplier. Now, I'm from Atlanta, city of finesse. We live by the finesse, we die by the finesse. So I'm going to sit here and finesse until I can't no more. But mind you, I'm also high out of my mind, scared as shit. You know what I'm saying? Panicking. So it's very stressful. Just, you know what I'm saying? Him just drilling me with questions because I wasn't expecting any of this to happen. I was completely blindsided. So I'm like, whoa, I'm still just like, it's moving too fast.
Yeah.
But, so we just going back and forth. He questioned me. I'm just shooting the shit with him. Once he realized that I wasn't giving me to work with, he just made it obvious, like, okay, bro. The charade is up, caught red-handed, you know what I'm saying? We know you got extra cannabis left over type shit, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as he made it clear that the charade was up, I'm like, cool. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Live by the finesse, die by the finesse. I die by the finesse this time. Hey, I live to finesse another day. Accountability has to set in now. Have to hold myself accountable, for sure. So, yeah. Yeah, I got a little bit extra. Goddamn, want me to show him. I get up to show him where I hid it, but once I get to my room, it's shit all over my bed. It's shit. They been found it. They just want to see they was gonna get in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
any
they were
extra
gonna get
information out of
more.
me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, bet. So they confiscate everything, throw the cuffs on me, and escort me out the building, sit me down in the police van. And I'm just sitting here reflecting now. It's like shit is happening. I don't know what's gonna happen. They haven't explained what's next to come, how this process gonna work. Shit, it's not. Man, nobody knows this is happening to me either. So it's not looking too good. But
That
shit,
sounds kind of. That sounds like it started to get scary right there, right?
the scariest part for me was when they first showed up and you know what I'm saying, questioned me about the drugs. As soon as he made it clear that the charade was up, oh, the fear was gone. Cause like I'm fearful of them finding out, but it's like once y'all found out, I was like, oh shit, fuck it then. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I
What can
got
you
to hold
do?
myself accountable.
Right.
And I can't blame nobody else but me. So it's just like all the fear was gone after that. Now I'm just
So then
truly living.
they cuff you up, and then they throw you in the back of the car, in the back of the
Yeah.
police car, and then you go to you just go to their what's
Yeah.
it like over there? What's their
So
jails
I
like?
go
What's the
to
prisons like? What happened?
I go to one precinct first. I'm only there for like 30 minutes. So I'm sitting down handcuffed the whole time, just steady reflecting, replaying everything that didn't happen, and just, you know what I'm saying, just talking to myself. And then they come back and get me. We get back in the van. I don't know what's going on. They're not explaining nothing. And I'm not trying to ask no questions either. One, I can't. So it's just like, you know what I mean? I'm just going for the ride. I'm not going to find out soon, eventually. So just hang tight. Get to another precinct. This one it's a lot bigger. It has actual holding cells for recent arrests. So have me change clothes, throw me in the holding cell with like 8 Chinese men, and I'm just sitting there reflecting, replaying everything, and they come and get me. Shortly afterwards, take me to the basement of the precinct to do my official interrogation. And this is very dramatic within the book because, like I said, they take me to the basement of the precinct, into this small room, and lock me to the electric chair just to do the interrogation. Now, is it an actual electric chair? No, but this motherfucker is all metal. Locks your ankles, shins, thighs, waist, chest, and arms all into one place like this here. So I'm doing my whole interrogation, locked into this chair like this. The only part of my body I can move is my head. You know what I'm saying? But by this time, I've had plenty of time to come up with a solid story to finesse their ass with. So it was a smooth process. Do the interrogation, take it back upstairs, do my mugshot, handprint. All right, boom, throw me back in the cell, in the holding cell. And I'm there for the remaining, probably like 5, 6, maybe 7 hours, fading in and out of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? I'm handcuffed the whole time. And finally come get me. It's nighttime. I don't know what time it is. I just know the sun ain't up no more, so it's dark. Walk me back to the lobby and bring me my basket of clothes and tell me to get dressed. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, maybe the shit, maybe I'm like, might about to work out in my favor. Like just me being cool, calm, collected, compliant. I'm like, okay, bet. So I get dressed. I'm just sitting there anxiously waiting now. Like, what's next? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, fool. So they had me follow them through this door behind the front desk. And now we in the hallway. At the end of the hallway is a small ass room crowded with officers. So I'm following CO to the room. As we enter, I can only assume that this is some form of evidence room because it's evidence bags everywhere in this motherfucker, all over the place. So I'm like, it got to be like that. Some official evidence room. I don't know. I'm just assuming. In front of us is a table to the right. On the right side of the table is 4 TV monitors where they watch the footage from the officer's body cameras. To the left on the table is everything that was confiscated from my apartment. So this is one of the very first, it's very pivotal parts of the story because one, the reader finds out how much I actually had on me, which is just an interesting fact, just to know. You know what I mean? But most importantly,
I'm gonna interrupt you right now because right now you said the reader, and for people that haven't heard about your book, you have a book that came out called 14 Days in Beijing, and it's about this exact story that you're going through. All right, let's continue.
So it's like this is one of the very first pivotal points of the story, just because, like I said, I don't receive. Then as you read the story, I have no clue what the hell's going on. I'm just here to tell y'all I did 14 days. As you're reading it, you just going with the flow with high hopes that shit, They're gonna call your number eventually. You know what I'm saying? Go. So with that being said, I receive a lot of messages and signs from the universe and from the ancestors, and this way that spirituality, that was one of the other points you was, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it really go hand, that was all this shit gonna go hand in hand. So that's when the spirituality aspect of the book comes into play. Because I didn't receive any information. I have no clue what's going on. So the universe saw that and delivered signs and messages telling me how long I was gonna be there. And this is the very first one. And this still all the first chapter we still in. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Chancellor, I have a question. Were you spiritual before all this stuff happened?
Yeah. My spiritual awakening started in 2016 when I was like a sophomore in college. That's when it started. And
so you already had like some spiritual stuff building inside you. So did you find this time to connect on or did it find you?
Ironically, the morning that everything popped off, like the first thing I did was go work out, came back to the apartment, ate, and then it was Thursday. So every Thursday I cook a meal and lay it out on my altar, and I have a whole altar set up for my ancestors, the ones that came before me.
No, that's beautiful.
And I you know what I'm saying, pay homage to them, pray to them and all of that. So I did all of that morning. And then an hour or two later, boom, shit popped off. That's why I was cool. Like, I'm in the back of the van, like, bro, I prayed this morning, fool. I know I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. Do I know how this shit gonna play out? No, I have no clue. But I know I'm gonna be good when it's all said and done. I know I'm gonna be straight.
So it played out 14 days that you were in the. I mean, it was like a jail cell, or what happened in those 14 days? Did they feed you? How did it go down? What happened there?
So, for sure. So yeah. So all right. So they take the weed and they weigh it up right in front of me. Right. It totals out to be 1.4 grams. Now, for those that partake in cannabis, 1.4 grams isn't a lot. You know that. For those that don't partake in cannabis, we're talking units of measurement. 1.4 grams of anything isn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? So unless he really ain't had shit on him for real. But look at that number, 1.4. You remove that decimal. What number do you get?
Yeah, you get pi, huh?
14.
14. Oh shit.
Hence the title of the book. It's one of the very first times I received from the universe to let me know how long I was gonna be there.
Wow.
Yes. And the other two signs I receive come through me while I'm asleep having dreams. So it's a very spiritual story as well.
Could you tell us some of your dreams?
Yeah. So we fast forward. They put everything on paper, I was signing documents I couldn't read all goddamn day, signing them and thumbprinting them. So signing some documents, thumbprinting. Now we get back in the van. They ain't explain nothing as far as what's next. I'm just hoping they got to be taking me home. I've been in custody in y'all hands damn near 14, 15 hours today. I done did everything right. I was compliant. You know what I'm saying? They got to be taking me home. So we riding. Shit, man, about 34 minutes passed. And next thing I know, we had a facility with tall walls and barbed wire. I was like, boy, this shit just getting started, fool. So we, you know what I'm saying, enter the facility, go to the nurse's office, do a quick little physical. They have me change clothes into the actual uniform and put the rest of my shit up in storage. Take me upstairs to where the men in the house. We get to cell 209. Mine is like 4 o'clock in the morning. CO opens the cell door. My psyche is instantly thrown for a loop because all I see is a huddle of bodies sleeping. And it looks crazy. It looks like a slumber party. That's how I describe it in the book. And in addition to that, it's 2 inmates wide awake watching the rest of the inmates sleep. So with them, the only ones being up, we make eye contact. The last thing they was expecting was a person of color come walk through this door. You know what I'm saying? So they looking at me like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm looking at them like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Why are y'all staring at these? Why y'all watching these people sleep? What's going on? What y'all got going on in here?
Yeah.
And why it looks so crazy? I'm like, why it looks so crowded in here? So I do a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 15 of us in the cell. I'm looking at, okay, damn, how many beds it is? Beds ain't nothing but wooden planks. 1, 2, 3. It's 9 beds. So shit, that's why it looked like a slumber party on that motherfucker for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when we had a sleepover back in the day as kids. It's us and friends and family. It's a little bit of space to sleep, so we got to make room. But that's what it looked like. Yes. To the left of the cell, It's the bathroom. It's its own separate room, but the walls made glass so everybody can see inside. So it's a sink, toilet, of course, but the toilet is a squat toilet, so a hole in the ground that you got to squat over.
Damn.
Shower ain't nothing but a water hose with a shower head tied to it. You got black mold coating the walls, flies and gnats and shit flying around. So it's not it's not sanitary at all. But so I'm tired. I've been in custody all day. I'm ready to just lay down at this point. You know what I'm saying? Get whatever disease I can. So I approached the slumber party, trying to find a spot to lie down. And one of the inmates taking watch, he wakes up to it, the inmates sleeping to make room, and they do. I set my bowl, spoon, and they gave me a plastic bone spoon so I could eat with. Put my shit in the cubby, and I'm just lying on my back, staring at the bright ass light on the ceiling with my hands on my chest, just this here. And that's when like just reality truly kicked in. Like, all right, shit, I'm really in this hole. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? These folks ain't explained nothing to me. I don't know how this process works. I don't know how the jail works. Nobody knows I'm here. But I got to hold myself accountable though. I got to hold myself accountable. Goddamn, I got myself into the situation. So shit, it is what it is. I'm gonna take this shit to the chin like I'm supposed to. Shit. So with that being said, there's no point in steady dwelling on the past because it is what it is. What can take place moving forward to, you know what I'm saying, help speed this process up? I'm like, well, Chance, first thing first, people got to realize that you're missing. Well, they got to know that you're here. They got to know that you're here. So in order for that to, like, you know what I'm saying, become a red flag, or like that you're missing, like folks, you just, well, I didn't show up to that event today. I was supposed to meet colleagues and friends at. So I'm sure it was weird that I didn't show up. I said I was going to be there, and I'm sure they called me and I didn't answer. Is it a red flag? No, not necessarily, but it is weird for sure.
Yeah.
Now, when I don't show up for work Saturday morning for my 8 o'clock class, all hell breaking loose. Because one, they got to figure out, they got to find somebody to cover this class last minute. And then two, one of the colleagues specifically that works with me at that school, I was supposed to meet at that event Thursday. So I didn't show up at the event Thursday. I'm sure she called me and she didn't answer. So here on Saturday it was work, and this man is still not here. He still not answering his phone. Red flag, something's wrong.
Oh yeah.
In addition to that, I had a girlfriend at the time that still lived in America. I said when I don't respond to her messages, that's going to be another red flag. Yeah. What something's going on. So I'm like, I know I'm gonna have to at least sit through the weekend. It's Thursday. It was Friday morning right now. I know I have to at least sit through the whole weekend before I become missing on people's radar. And then the search will begin for me then. Until then, bro, we just got, you know what I'm saying, just set minded goals, just take it step by step because it's just out of our control and we have no clue what the hell is going on. So we just got to finesse it the best way we can, just work on one with it. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I was housed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 15 people to one cell, 9 wooden beds. And all I had was that one plastic bowl and one plastic spoon for 14 days straight.
And so what happened when somebody finally went out looking for you? Was it your girl back then or your homies there in China? How did they find out you were there?
Shit. On the 7th day, I was finally able to make contact with the outside world. So I was able to fill in people in regards to like what had taken place. I was able to fill them in then, but it was still only brief. I ain't like I had ample amount of time to use the phone, you know what I'm saying? So I just had enough time to hit up the ones I knew I needed to hit up, and shit, that was just about it. And after that, they, you know what I'm saying, they told me to turn my phone back off, and that was the last bit of contact I had for the remaining of the time I was there. So
so what kind of dream did you have that was like enlightening?
This is I want to say this is chapter 3, day 3. Sleep, and I'm sitting with a group of people, just random people. We in China smoking. I don't even know who these people are. These some random people I'm with, and one of the people in the group was like, I heard if you get locked up in China for weed, like you get caught with more than 3 grams in China, you know what I'm saying, that's an automatic month sentence. And literally, that's all she's like. I heard you get caught with more than 3 grams, it's an automatic month sentence. And as soon as she said that, everybody in the room got silent. And my senses started to become just alert, and I started to wake up. And I'm just sitting here. I'm woke up. I done sat up. I'm just sitting there like, Shawty said, you get caught with more than 3 grams, that's automatic month sentence. I'm just like, the fact that we just talking about getting arrested in China for weed in general is just ironic as hell. But
Oh, we got frozen here.
so yeah, so she's like, I heard you get caught with more than 3 grams in China, it's an automatic month sentence. Room goes completely silent after she makes a statement. And I'm just sitting there in my dream, I'm just reflecting. I'm like, what the fuck? Like 3 grams. And my senses started to become alert again. I started to wake up and I sat up and now I'm just like, just reflecting on, I'm like, the fact that we were just ironically talking about being arrested in China for weed, one, and then for her to say 3 grams automatic month. And I'm like, well, shit, if I got caught with 1.4, which is less than half of 3, we talking about roughly 2 weeks worth of time.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that means? I don't shit. I mean, I'm gonna be here for 2 weeks. I don't even know if I can do 2 weeks in this place. But the first, like I said, the first sign I got caught with 1.4 grams. You know what I'm saying? So I brought it back. So like I got caught with 1.4 grams, 14, half of 3. That's less than half of 3. And she said a month for 3 grams. Got caught with less than half of 3. So half of a month is about 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's about 4 weeks in a month. So it's like, damn, it might be 2 weeks worth of time. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, shit, I don't know. We'll see. That was, you know what I'm saying?
When you know how when we started this interview, you said that you mentioned the 1.4 grams and if you put a decimal behind it, it's 14 days. When did you realize that? Was that when you were in there, or was that afterwards that you look back and you're like, oh shit, the sign was there already?
Man, after I done wrote this shit and I'm editing it now. You know what I'm saying? Editing, I'm like, damn, boy, it was like I just started connecting dots even more. I was like, bro, I was so in tuned subconsciously.
Yeah.
So in tune subconsciously. Like,
do you think then, since you found that you were in tune like that, do you think that this was meant to happen to you for a reason?
Oh yeah. I knew the very first chapter, I'm steady asking myself, bro, why is this happening to me? Of course, I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing. That's evident. But I'm like, nah, it's just still like they just randomly pull up to the park. I said, why they show up to your apartment? I have no clue why they show up to my apartment. They just randomly showed up to my apartment. You know what I'm saying? And me out of all people, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was out there with a whole community. I had a whole smoking community. You know what I'm saying? Folks has been out there for 2-3 plus years. They've been out here longer. They showed me the rope. So it's like, and I'm in the apartment doing, you know what I'm saying, by myself, all this. You know, so it's like I'm knowing it's deeper, it's more reasoning than just, yes, I was smoking in China. No, it's bigger than that. It's deeper than that. It's truly for a true purpose and deeper reasoning. What is that? I have no clue. Right now, I can't even tell you. It's too much going on right now. It wasn't still, you know what I'm saying, time done passed. I wrote it and, you know what I'm saying, released it and just talking about it and sharing it with people and breaking it down. And now I'm able to make sense of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Truly, what it was, so the purpose of it for.
What encouraged you to write a book about it? Because I mean, that's super duper empowering right there. And also it's empowering, inspiring, and motivating. But how did you take that experience and say, you know what, I got to write about it? What made you write about it anyway?
I mean, I knew I wanted to do something with the story. I didn't go through all that for no damn reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm going to do something with it. I just had no clue. Had no clue what I had no clue. But everybody, because originally I was just telling people what happened verbally. And literally, I got people at the edge of their seats with just me telling them what the fuck just happened. So I'm like, yeah, I got to do something with this motherfucker. This bitch hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, folks eating this up. I don't know. I still don't know, though. It wasn't 10 months had passed. It's July. I'm chilling with one of my partners. And he was a published author before we graduated high school in 2014. He was the one that's like, hey, bro, you should write a book about it.
Yeah, this is like a movie.
I'm like, shit, bro. I'm like, that's a good ass idea. I could, for sure. Where do I start? I have no clue. But I could write a book about it. He took it even further. Took my phone, went into my notes, and gave me a 5-layer outline, very, very brief. And I just started filling that bitch in. And then next thing I know, I moved it from my notes to a Google Doc, and man, I wrote the whole thing about 4 months. And then the next 6 months was spent just editing it, fine tuning it, and all of that. Infinite, getting cover done, all of that. But yeah, all in all, yeah, it only took me about 4 months to write it. 10 months total just to get it ready for the market. And I got locked up on April 4th, 2019. I released the very first edition of 14 Days in Beijing on April 4th, 2020, the anniversary year that everything popped off and brought everything full circle. And while
Hold
I
up.
was still on
So
pre-sale, I
you
was
were
ranked number
over
one in
there.
3 different genres.
Oh, geez, that's amazing. Congratulations. Doesn't that kind of just make you realize that this may have been a reason for you to do this? Like, this may have been the purpose, right? One of the biggest
On me.
purposes.
Without a doubt, the whole purpose of embarking on the journey to China was to find myself. For the vast majority of my life, I played football, embodied a student athlete, a football player to the fullest. Like, you know what I'm saying? For sure. Once that came to an end, Chancellor, who are you? What do you want out of life? What's your purpose? What's next?
What
What
do
do
you
you want
want
to
from
do?
life? Answer this. What do you want?
Shit, I want to just straight success and abundance in everything that I do, no matter what I choose to do. Let my creations make money for me, and most importantly, motivate people as well. Just like Nipsey, hustle and motivate, encourage people, enlighten, truly, just be that voice of reasoning that a lot of people lack. You know what I'm saying? Nurturer, deliverer of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Support and whichever way you might need it. Definitely traveling the world, continue to spread my messages and my stories, continue to write about my life experiences and turn those into books, long films eventually. That's the long goal. You know what I'm saying? I want to turn all my stories into films. Um, and continue to just, you know what I'm saying, build my legacy, keep running this marathon, you know what I'm saying? And seeing, you know what I'm saying, just reaching my fullest potential. That's it, for real, for real. And hustling and motivating everybody along the journey to do it for themselves, for sure.
So, what's the biggest thing you learned from that experience?
Shit, who I am. Was able to find an identity. My identity prior was a football player, student athlete. Once that shit came to an end, I had no clue who the hell I was, what I was gonna do, what was next. Shit, now I'm best-selling author, life coach, football coach, educator. You know what I'm saying? Investor, entrepreneur. I got a lot of shit going on now. I got motion going on now. Versus before, I'm just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Don't know what the hell
Yeah.
going on. So it's like I was able to find purpose. Truly, truly. And shit. And whichever way I can help others find their purpose. You know what I'm saying? And
So it
we all
sounds
face adversity.
like by then taking your freedoms away, you learn to gain your spirituality.
It grew. It enhanced. Everything enhanced. Patience enhanced. Understanding enhanced. Um, but it's really just, you know what I'm saying, identity, I would say, for sure. The whole time I got nothing but, especially I got nothing. I'm in this cell with Chinese motherfuckers. I can't talk to these folks. So it's like I'm talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending a lot of time in my head. Like, how much time do we have to truly to self-reflect and reevaluate life? I had a first three chapters, first 3 days. I'm the only English speaker in the cell, only foreigner in the cell. So I'm talking to nobody but myself. So I had 3 days, 72 hours to truly reflect and reevaluate everything about my life. How many you're not granted that amount of time.
Yeah.
And you're able to, it's too much going on. You have too much shit to do, too much shit to be worried about to, you know what I'm saying, devote that amount of time to truly self-reflect and reevaluate. You'd be surprised. You'd be
To keep
surprised how
going.
much you reconsider and in 72 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like what you'll be able to come up with and what just nothing but time to sit there and think. And just that.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible. That's really
Just
an
that.
incredible story that you've been through. I mean, thanks so much for sharing with us. Wow, it's a, it's just really, really amazing the people I get to meet on my podcast, and I'm really blessed that
On
I
me.
get to meet you on my journey. Seriously, this is really eye-opening. I've never met anybody with such an incredible experience, and the fact that you got to write about it and inspire
Yeah,
people
yeah.
about it just to keep going, especially younger people. Like, dude, you really don't know what's going on right now until you get your freedoms like taken away, and you're by yourself, like in yourself, your own emotions. What do you do when they start bottling
On
up and
me.
you really can't?
On
You
me.
can't throw a tantrum. You can't sit there and knock at the door and say, "Let me out." You can't
On
do
me.
anything. It's like
Nah, facts.
you're really stripped down with your humanness, and it's like wow, it's like really encouraging. Thank you so much for sharing with us here on A Little Less Fear. For sure, you have less fear. That's for sure.
Hey man, fear is imaginary. Fear is imaginary. You know what I'm saying? We
It
all
is
face
imaginary.
adversity.
We
We
all
all
and
face adversity.
you know what? I gotta write this down.
It's
Fear is imaginary. Ooh,
on me. A little less
man,
fear shit. That shit don't even exist.
exactly. Oh my,
It's all a mindset thing.
I'm gonna have to
That
change the
shit.
title for real. I'm gonna have to change the title.
I'll tell you, man. Shit, bro. It's just adversity. We all face it. You know what I'm saying? We all have entered the unknown where we had no clue what was going to be the end result. You know what I'm saying? That can be very stressful. It can be scary depending on how serious the situation is. But it's just like, you know what I mean? Adversity introduces a man to himself or a woman to herself.
Yeah,
Um, it's like the best teacher in life is your own experience. None of us know who we are until we fail. They
right.
say every person is defined by their reaction to any given situation. Well, who would you want to define you? Someone else or yourself?
Yourself, for sure. Empowering, big time. So what?
Yeah.
I mean, I know our time's up, but I'm just super duper. I'm still curious. How when you finally got out, how much longer did you stay in? Wait a minute, you were in 2019. That was like the beginning of the pandemic, right?
Nah, that was before. Well, the pandemic started over there in China. So this was months, like a few months before that shit popped off over there for sure. But by the time the actual book dropped, oh yeah, it was full fledged over here. Full fledged over
So
here for
you
sure.
just missed
But
it. You just
oh,
missed it when it started.
man, if I would have been over there when that shit popped off, the story would have been even better, without a doubt. The story would have been even better, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without
Well,
a
you
doubt, for sure.
escaped that one safe, and you look healthy,
Man,
and it looks like you're gonna keep going. Are you gonna be writing any more books in the future? You think?
yeah, I just released my second book on
Well,
November
you're on a roll.
22nd.
You're on a
It's a
roll.
rom yeah, it's a romance novel. It piggybacks off of 14 Days as well. Like I said, I mentioned I had a girlfriend at the time, so a lot of the feedback I was getting from the audience members, mainly women, damn, okay, you talk about your girlfriend, you know what I'm saying, but you don't talk to her throughout the whole 14 days. Then you get out. All right, and that's just the end of the story. Like, what happened next with y'all? How that play out? So it was like, all right, bet for sure. I got something for you. I got something for you. So that's when the romance novel comes into play, and whole different tone, whole different story, but it piggybacks. It'll bring everything full circle with 14 days for sure.
Those are the awesome words of Korleh. I'm sorry, your middle name is Korleh. Chancellor Korleh Jackson, who has a book 14 Days in Beijing, and has an also romance novel that's just came out, correct? And both available on
Yeah, you love and
Amazon.
you learn.
You love
Yeah,
and you learn. And where can we
mm-hmm.
find you on social media, or are you on social media?
Well,
Or yeah,
yeah,
how can we
yeah.
find you?
I'm on. I'm on all social media platforms except TikTok. TikTok too new school for me, so you ain't gonna find me on that. But everything else for sure. Just find me on everything else. Chancellor K Jackson. Just Google me. Google my name. Everything will pop up. All my social media links, previous interviews I've done, shit, football shit, everything will pop up. So
Incredible. Well, I'd like to follow up with you on your new book and see how you're doing in a few months. Is that cool with you?
for sure, yeah,
Well, it was
yeah,
really
yeah.
awesome hanging with you. Thanks so much for your time, and I look forward to meeting with you again. Have a good day.
Likewise, I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.